Gentlemen, hello. Welcome to the Paintball Ruined My Life live stream. John, you're the first person who leave. Kind of match. I like match everywhere. That BFP Gear logo kind of matches this Paintball Ruined My Life sweatshirt. And you know what going on over at BFP Gear? They are still doing their holiday giveaway like they always do every holiday. So the way you partake in these giveaways is you have to buy something. You have to spend over $50 and you'll get one entry for every $50 you spend. They're giving a bunch of stuff away. One lucky person is going to get paint for a year. So you get a case of paint shipped to your house once a week. You know, maybe they'll do like 4 a month or something, because shipping once a week would be a little excessive. 4 other people are going to get 1 case a month. One very lucky person is going to get a custom Field 1 waffle force. And actually cool, you get to actually go to Field 1. You know, if you're able to, you can go to Field 1 and sit there and build it with Yosh, which is kind of neat. Another lucky winner is going to get 9 San Diego Dynasty jerseys, all signed by the player, you know, that has the jersey. So 9 players, 9 jerseys in total. 5 lucky people are going to get Hormesis custom jerseys and custom setups. You can kind of see that like third one right there says Hormesis hookups. There's a headbands in there. They're brand new pants. HK Army are giving away 5 gear bags loaded with all kinds of stuff, you know, hoppers and packs and pants, everything HK sells. And then one other lucky person is going to win a Dynasty Champions Club membership that gets you all kinds of stuff. I mean, the Dynasty Champions Club, they're sending out gifts every month. The coolest part probably is if you go to the NXL tournaments, you can actually go sit in the Dynasty booth, not booth, it's like a tent on the side of the field. But the only way to do that is shopping at bfpgear.com until December 31st. I was going to say 21st for some reason. December 31st. You got a few weeks left at bfpgear.com. How is everybody? Who is here? Old Soul, good evening. Nate Cole, some brains, Chris. What are we going to talk about tonight? I'm going to take a drink of this real quick. We've got on the docket TonTons, sell a spot to Collision, more Dynasty Arsenal stuff, more stuff about Tampa Bay Open that's coming up in a few months here. AC Diesel are selling a spot. Danny Shanhower go to Infamous, and some USXBL MVP stuff. And there's a few other things on here that we might get to as well. Depends on how I feel. You might also notice that the thumbnail, I believe, says Tech Corner. And I wanted to do my like regulator service thing and how to do regulator tank rigs. This goddamn camera won't stay on. So I don't know. I haven't used this camera in so long. It turns right off. So we might try it, but I couldn't get the camera to stay on earlier. So when we get to that point, I don't know. We'll figure it out. First up, BFP Gear. Go shop at BFP Gear. Use a link in the description. What are we talking about? First thing, TonTons sell their spot to Collision. Last week, the past couple weeks, we'd kind of been unsure exactly what was going to happen to the TonTons. We knew they were having funding problems the last couple months of the year, and we're looking for further funding to try and continue playing in the U.S. Does not believe that they were able to do that, so they are selling their spot, their pro spot, to Los Angeles Collision. LA Collision have kind of been bumping around in that D2 to D1 category for a number of years. I mean, maybe like 10 years or something. They've been playing that very high-end tournament paintball. I just have this right here. This is BR Factory and Collision playing in the Midwest Open. Los Angeles Collision, yeah, they've played primarily in the WCPPL the last few years. They did play 2024. So last year they did play one tournament in the NXL, but then didn't play for 3 years. They played 2021, and then the next tournament was 2024. So not heavily playing in the NXL, mainly focusing on that premier division in the West Coast Paintball Players League here on the West Coast. And, sometimes when we see these teams purchase spots, it's a little bit weird, right? Because they're, a semi-pro team, and to generally, to go pro, the normal way to do that is winning the semi-pro division, and then you get bumped up to pro. So a lot of the times, I think when we see these teams that are getting or buying pro spots, they're typically not that good, But you can see right there, Collision are second overall in the semi-pro division last year. So while I wouldn't say are far and away the favorite in that division, I think that the Jungle Cats or BR Factory probably were. Collision are a very good team. So if, there are semi-pro teams coming up and, the TonTons need to get rid of their spot and they can't play anymore, it would make sense for Collision to take that spot because, they are ranked so high. Where the Jungle Cats, obviously won the whole series, so they get bumped up into that pro bracket. The TonTons, though, like we said, the TonTons are leaving, but they still have, I think, 2 extremely good assets that no one's sure what's happening yet. In Axel Godin and Hugo Veragi. Both extremely good Snake players. Both of those guys are probably top 5 Snake players in the league on one team. So 2 very good guys. We don't know what's happening. I hope that they can find teams. They're both exceptional, so I can't imagine they haven't been talked to by pretty much every pro team at this point. But the TonTons sold the Collision, and we're going to see Collision on the pro field in a few months here. We'll actually talk about Tampa Bay Open in a little bit here. We also got more news about Dynasty. If you've not been following along, San Diego Dynasty have, kind of like taken an outside investor in Tom Four. Tom Four is the owner of Arsenal. The one thing we weren't really sure of was what was going to happen with the roster. But we did get word, and we kind of thought this was going to happen. We kind of thought that we were going to see a few of the Arsenal players make their way over to Dynasty. I think that was kind of part of the deal with Tom Four, is that he wanted to try to take some of those Arsenal guys over to Dynasty. And we're really seeing 3 of them. ABJ, Archie Barnes right there. Another one of those like exceptional standout Snake players. Stephen O'Mara also coming. We heard about that last week. Mike Urena, really cool. Mike Urena played for Impact last year and then left the team. Elliot Weaver of Arsenal. Elliot Weaver is also very good. So that's 4 new additions to Dynasty. But the real problem here is all of those Dynasty players, right? That on the left-hand side is your Arsenal roster. So 3 of those guys, ABJ, Stephen O'Mara, and Elliot Weaver, going over to Dynasty. But Dynasty still has a lot of players. We will talk about Danny Shanhower. Danny Shanhower, the second on the bottom on the Dynasty right side. Danny is leaving Dynasty, or did leave Dynasty, and is going to play for Infamous. But we still have all those players, like, where's Joe Barrett going? I don't know. Where's Kyle Berry going? Troy Erickson, shout out Troy. Super cool. Troy got played with Dynasty, I think maybe just the last tournament. Alex Fragi, Alex isn't leaving, but where's Harrison going? Where's Blake going to do? So there's still a lot of questions on this Dynasty roster. Adding 4 guys, you can't take 14 players or whatever. So they're certainly going to have to pare down. Pare down that roster. That also still leaves Kyle Spica. You have Kyle Spica over there on that Arsenal side. We don't know what's happening with that? We will find out. But obviously, Dynasty, I think adding, maybe not obviously, but being able to add Mike Urena back, and ABJ is like a big, big improvement on that snake side. I mean, Dynasty might have one of the better snake sides now. I think that Urena last year played for Impact exceptionally well. He played it very, very good. So having him and ABJ over on the snake side should be very interesting. Old Soul, the OG stepping back even more? I don't know, right? I mean, we've definitely seen Alex. We've definitely seen Fragi kind of step back and not play as much. Whether Greenspan and Yosh will do that, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I could see Yosh maybe doing it, but I don't think Ryan's going to. Ryan Greenspan does not seem like the guy who wants to not play anymore. He still seems like he likes it, and he's doing it. I know, John, I did hear, is he going to sort of coach? I mean, we definitely heard, I actually have one here, I totally glossed over, but Junior Brown, who'd been like the assistant, kind of like assistant data guy for Dynasty the last few years, is going to step up and take that head coaching role. Junior Brown is also the owner of BFP Gear. So BFP Gear, he actually owns BFP Gear. But will Kyle Spica, they were talking about a little bit on the Spick and Span show about Kyle Spica possibly stepping up into some sort of coaching role for Dynasty. Because he seems to actually enjoy it. And I get it. The coaching is kind of fun, so I get it. That's Dynasty news. It is cool for Junior. Junior Brown, I can't imagine, has so many things happening in his life. It's kind of overwhelming. He owns BFP Gear, 2 paintball stores, a paintball field, and then they're doing like Excessive. So he still owns Sacramento Excessive, and the Excessive have a bunch of like divisional teams. And coaching Dynasty is kind of wild to me. I'm like, damn, when I owned just a paintball store, I was going to lose my mind. So I can't imagine doing all that stuff too. He is a fantastic partner in Gina Brown, though. Gina's also very helpful. So, yeah, that's that stuff. I got this cool Paintball Ruined My Life sweatshirt on. You can find Paintball Ruined My Life sweatshirts. I haven't done like an ad in so long. I actually don't even have a way to show you guys Paintball Ruined My Life sweatshirts. Paintball Ruined My Life sweatshirts. Man, what's all this stuff? Things that I need. I was making a list of stuff that I need earlier today. Oh, Firefox is not open. We'll go back to that later. What else is on here? Tampa Bay announcement. Tampa Bay announcement. This actually, NXL posted this a couple days ago, or like a couple weeks ago. And I don't know, I just missed this. So what the hell does this say? Welcome to the big stage. Major League Paintball takes over Raymond James Stadium. We knew that for a while. So coming up at the Tampa Bay Open, on Thursday, March 19th, paintball will be inside Raymond James Stadium on the football field, apparently on AstroTurf. They're going to roll out turf or something. I don't know what's going on. But you can see those little bullet point marks right there. This is the launch of the new Pro 3v3 X-Ball series. I don't know what the hell that means. I have no idea what that means. We've been doing these 3-on-3s randomly. So it looks maybe now Major League Paintball or the NXL are going to try and do an actual Pro 3v3 series or league. Maybe it'll run side by side with the normal NXL event. So it'll just be happening on like Thursdays. I kind of like to equate it to Formula One, how Formula One has their full long race. The regular race is on Sunday. And then sometimes they'll do that sprint race that's like half the distance. So maybe, you know, like it's like a little novelty event. So the launch of the new Pro 3v3 League that also says the top Pro NXL and WNXL teams play 5v5 X-Ball. This is what I was a little bit questioning here. Is I believe for the 3v3 Pro X-Ball, they want to have all the teams. So they want all of the teams to commit to it. So 20 teams playing in the 3v3. I'm not 100% sure if all 20 teams will be playing on this day, but it kind of seems like that. But then also below that, the top pro teams and WNXL teams. So that's going to be the top 8 pro teams. Then I don't know, maybe like the top 4 some WNXL teams will play full 5-man X-Ball matches also inside the stadium on that day. So I just don't know how that's going to work. Like, how are the teams going to play the full 3-man tournament and then play full matches, 5v5 X-Ball matches on Thursday? Those Thursday 5-on-5 matches will be the first prelim game too. So instead of playing those prelim games or your 2 prelim games on Friday, they'll play one Thursday and then one Friday and then, you know, 2 on Saturday. The Summit Awards are also going to take place inside the arena. We kind of also heard about that. We knew that. There's going to be a Pro NXL autograph zone, which is kind of cool. Huh. We talked about the air show and like fighter jets and stuff a while ago on here. And I was thinking about that at one point, like after the live stream or something. And I was like, man, I remember going to the air show and like waiting in line to get like pilots' autographs when I was like 10 years old or like 11 or I don't know, whatever it is, like waiting in line to get like the Thunderbirds to sign the little pamphlets. And I would comb over those things and look at those pamphlets and their signatures when I was a kid. So that's kind of cool. Maybe you could excite a kid like that. Industry tech classes throughout the day. You know, that's kind of like what they've done like Paintball Extravaganza or something. So just a little bit more information. It's a little bit exciting. I kind of like when anything interesting happens in paintball, it's always good. Whether you like 3v3 or not, I think it's good for us to like do and try stuff. So how about separate squads for the 3v3 format? You know, I don't know. Totally possible. Chris Martin. That's just too much. Maybe Dynasty will have a 3-man squad and, yeah, I don't know. You never know. Idaho Paintball. It's going to 152 bunkers on the field. We should use the whole entire NFL field. Like 100 yards by, I don't know, 40 yards or 30 yards? Paintball ruined my life. ChatGPT is open. Uh-oh, what the devil? That was weird. I don't know what that was. I bring that up because, you know, now is a perfect time of year if you're looking to get yourself a little cozy sweatshirt, you know. You could get a cozy Paintball Ruin My Life sweatshirt. I'm literally wearing this right now. These are actually made really well, guys, too. So, high quality sweatshirts. My recommendation is look at the actual size chart when you buy them. I don't know. Maybe size up, maybe size down. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to think about 5 things at once. Hoodies are on there. You know what else you can get is Paintball Ruin My Life headbands. There's a 75 pack. No. $75 3-pack. I mean, I'll sell you 75 headbands if you want to, you know, for some reason you want to do like bulk pricing and you need 75, let me know. You can pick whichever style you want right here. I really don't like the way these thumbnails work in Firefox, and I don't know why they do this. It's only Firefox that crops them weird like this. You can pick them right here, you know. You're like, I like these ones. You just add to your cart. It's real easy. The Paintball Ruined My Life store. There's a link in the description. Support your local paintball thing. How's everyone doing? Oh, hi, guy. You're redacting comments. Yeah, I wanted to do like a freaking tech corner. We got more stuff to talk about. We're just taking a quick break. I wanted to do like tech corner, but where I don't know, take apart tank regulators and like just answer common questions, maybe like how to service your regulator. Because a lot of people are kind of like nervous about tank regulators, and you probably should be a little bit. So I thought it'd be good to demystify tank regs a little bit. But we kind of need this camera to work, and I'll try it next time, I think. I was all set up. Something else I was going to say, I can't remember. I don't know. We'll move on to AC Diesel selling their spot to Distortion. You know, I'm like 90% sure that, can somebody in the chat, if there's like a smart person in the chat that knows anything about Distortion, Wild Side Distortion is the same Distortion that I've been hearing forever, right? It's the same Distortion, because like I didn't realize that Distortion, I like kind of thought they were Canadian, but like this version of the team is not Canadian, so I was a little bit confused because, you know, I'm not Canadian. I don't know what the hell's going on way over there. But if this is the same Distortion that we've been hearing forever, they've had a lot of like historic, like, you know, players from that area. Ronnie Dizon played for Distortion. Ryan Smith, John Woodley, John LJ Parrish. Fuck. Garrett Baldwin, current Ironman player. Chad Boucher, Alfred De Los Santos. So they've had like a lot of people that have like, trying to skim for people telling me anything about Distortion. A lot of, I don't know, like historic players. And Distortion have been around for a very, very long time. If it's the same team, I'm like 90% sure. We kind of talked earlier about Collision getting that pro spot. And I like it because they're one of the better teams, you know, and just like Wild Side Distortion, and Wild Side is a paintball field as well. That's where that Wild Side comes from. A Wild Side Distortion. Yes, they are one of the better teams. At least they're ranked good. You know, they don't have a ton of great finishes with a third, a fifth, a fourth, and an eighth. I mean, that's not bad. That's pretty consistent. Eighth place at World Cup, not so great. Wrecking Crew winning World Cup's pretty cool though. So yeah, Distortion buying that AC Diesel spot. AC Diesel, I put their roster in here, but like I think we kind of know what's happening to a lot of these people. Mark Baginski, I don't believe we know what's happening. BJ Henningberg is definitely retiring. Mark Johnson, there's rumor he's coaching Aftershock, but I don't think so. Clint Johnson also retiring. Jared Lackey, I think there's rumor he's going to Aftershock, but I don't think we've seen anything of that. Duran Martinez, I don't know who he is, but it looks like he's got like blood all over his face right there. Take care of that. Tyler Spieth played really well for them at World Cup. I'm not sure what's happening. Or Jesse Stevens. So they have a handful of guys. I mean, Mark Baginski is probably going to be the best player still available if he decides to continue to play paintball. AC Diesel, we're going to have like this huge, crazy roundup of news at some point. Give the live stream a like. If you're here right now, make sure to like the live stream before you leave. There's 107 helpless souls watching right now. Give the live stream a like. Let's watch you guys talking about. Casual Call says, they did. By the way, I don't even know if you're talking to me. I don't know. Helpless Souls Nightmare. You are helpless souls, especially if you're involved with this paintball thing. What else do we got going on? We have Danny Shanhower. Someone said something about Danny Shanhower. So, let's talk about Danny Shanhower. Formerly San Diego Dynasty player. Danny, I was like, I don't know. Someone in the chat said, I can't remember a single game of his last year, or something like that. And I can't remember anything. I have a brain of I don't know, something that can't remember anything. Yep. And I can't tell you either. But there were definitely tournaments where he stood out and he played a lot, though. But I can't really remember him playing World Cup or anything like that. I really don't. Either way, he's going over to Infamous. Infamous could use him. I mean, Infamous have a stellar all-star roster. You know, I mean, they've got some of the better players in the league with Rob Velez, Sam Silberg, Kevin Cali Rudolph, Ryan Rodarte, Trevor Reeser, Zach Patient. You know, they've got a very, very good roster. But I don't know. Just can't seem to put it together. Currently, Infamous, they finished 13th place overall last year. Not very good. They got a 13th, a 17th, 14th, a 10th, you know, almost cracking into the single digits. They got a 14th at World Cup. So Infamous severely underperforming. And we can say that 2 of the teams above them are not going to be the same. I mean, 3 of the teams above them are going to be, really 4 of the teams above them are going to be completely different. You know, say Arsenal, who knows what's happening to the Arsenal spot. Definitely not going to be the same roster. The Hurricanes are going to be a completely different roster. The Heat, heat them up. They'll be a completely different roster. I said 4. TonTons, yeah, the TonTons are gone. So Heat maybe can use a little bit of encouragement from Danny Shanhower. You know, whether it's gonna, you know, he's probably not gonna be like revolutionary. I don't know if there's, I was like, he's probably not gonna make the team win, but I don't know if there's a single person that could just do that, you know. Paintball is such like a team-oriented sport that it's very difficult to just put one guy on a team and they're all of a sudden really good. Doesn't tend to happen. Infamous doesn't need to win. They just stay in the league so they can sell merch. Yeah, Chris, shh. That's not necessarily bad. I wouldn't classify it as merch. This is merch. You want to go buy some merch? Here's where you can buy your merch. The Paintball Ruined My Life store. See, I don't like the way... I just don't like the way, like stuff looks in Firefox. We got barrel covers. Look at this. 15, no, not 15. I was going to say 15 barrel covers. 3 barrel covers for $15. Same thing. You could, you know, pick which ones you like. The Death one's pretty popular. Oh, it's not called Death. It's called Final. I'm sorry. Barrel covers, hats. You know, I don't know why it weirded out right there. I gotta like update some of these posts. Here's your paintball gun scores. If you guys have never seen this, this is kind of useful for some people maybe. Also at the very bottom of here, there's like barrel weight charts, mask goggle charts that have like a list. You can find how much barrels weigh and stuff. I should probably update this. Although it's got a lot of barrels on there. Harness belt length chart. I should update this too. This is really useful. So you can find your actual pack that you're looking at. You can figure out what the actual length of the belt is and like how stretchy it is. It's actual useful stuff right there. That's probably more useful for like a paintball store. If you're a paintball store, you know, you can help people buy stuff like that with that. If I wear my Paintball Ruin My Life hoodie, less people will play. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Old Soul, for sure. You can't fault them in their business model. Look at Dye and Smart Parts. For all those years, they weren't winning 100%. I mean, Dye, the Ironman is like, you know, a main reason the Ironman exists is to have like a factory team to kind of like market and sell stuff. You said Smart Parts. Smart Parts had like, you know, the All-Americans, and there's been a handful of teams that they've had like factory teams behind. It's true. Online shopping for soft goods is a crapshoot sometimes. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Dye have never not had a winning team. I don't even know what that means. It's like some like convoluted grammar. Where did this is what I was looking for. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. I'm looking for that. Were the Ironman on here? 12th. Ooh, they got 2 10 places. That's pretty good. Not bad. 2026, the year of the dragons. I mean, paintball's so crazy. Who knows who's going to be good? Like, you know, I just imagine, you know, it'll be the usual. We'll see Paintball, Fit, Red Legion, X Factor, Impact, Damage. I mean, those are going to be your top teams, no question. You could probably throw Dynasty back to the top of that. You know, I definitely put Dynasty in that top 6. Who knows? I mean, the Hurricanes could be really good too. We don't even know what really is happening fully with the Hurricane roster yet. Dye had Damage in 2013, you believe. Yep, 100%. I tried out for the semi-pro team they were supposed to have. Well, actually, they did have a semi-pro team. I didn't make it. We won't talk about that. Adrenaline. Hold on, I'm pouring myself a refresh. Can you comment on the rumor you're buying Arsenal's spot to sell Paintball Ruin My Life merch? We're not. No one's supposed to know that. I'm going to come out with my own line of, I don't know, AI sex robots. And that's going to be the product. Yes, we're still going to keep the name. We're going to keep the name Arsenal, but I don't know. Thinking about like tanks. You know how tanks have you could see like imagine like a bunch of tanks. Like, and you can see like the gun barrels all pointed in the distance, and they're like, dun, dun. We're going to have a bunch of dicks though. They're going to be robot dicks, and they're going to be an arsenal. I don't know. I don't know. Thomas, hello. What? I was going to do something, and I totally lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh, that's right. I was like, there's another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm like, what was I talking about? This is just interesting to me. This is interesting. So, Mike Hinman, former Dynasty player, former Dynasty coach, former Aftermath coach. He currently owns the USXBL, the tournament series in Texas. Also, owner and founder of the West Coast Paintball Players League, the WCPPL, here in California. And he seems to be taking on the Maximum Velocity Paintball Series. The MVPS has been taking place quite a while. I think it's primarily always been at Tiki's Paintball outside of Tampa, Florida. But now Tiki's is called, holy shit, Tiki's is called Thunder Valley now. But Mike Hinman is going to take the USXBL to Florida to try and compete with the MVPS. I made this little chart here. I tried to cram all this information onto this. This kind of might be hard to read. Well, this is the old one too. This is the one I don't want. Damn, doesn't really matter. But on the left-hand side, we have the USXBL stuff and then MVPS on the other side. So none of their dates clash. The prizes are definitely better per event with the MVPS, but the series prize with the UXBL seems to be pretty good. We do not have series prizes for the MVPS yet. But I find it interesting, typically within these regions, like, here in California, we really only have one big league. In Florida, I was under the impression they really kind of only have one league. Texas, they kind of only have one league. So it's very odd moving to Florida. It seems like trying to compete directly with the MVPS to try and take them out or something like that. And they're pretty much right next to each other. The MVPS, like I said, will be at Thunder Valley, right outside of Tampa, maybe only like 40-minute drive outside of Tampa, if that, like if you're downtown. And the USXBL will be taking place at Legacy Sports Park, Jason Edwards' field, also right outside of Tampa. So they're all very similar, formats. Obviously, X-Ball, the divisions are essentially the same. Prizes vary a little bit. Locations are very, very close to each other. So it feels like Mike Hinman is, I don't know, trying to make a move to bring the USXBL to Florida. I don't know anything about either of these, Rando, I think that's where I got these today too. I don't think they had series prizes. Maybe they did and I just missed it. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. Yeah, I've never played the MVPS or USXBL. And with these regional leagues, we really don't hear all that much about them. So it's not like news ever about these tournaments. So I'm not sure even how people feel about MVPS or the USXBL going or not going. But maybe Mike Hinman makes a move to try and take down the NXL at some point. I don't know. Or maybe we're trying to make like a big regional league that competes directly with the NXL. I don't know. I just found it interesting. Come to Florida. I've been to Florida. Oh, the prize amounts are retarded. I don't think so. I don't think you should get any goddamn prizes. I mean, are you playing paintball for prizes? I don't think so. Are there a lot of other sports that have 40-year-old men playing Division 5, like the lowest division you can, and complaining about prizes? I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, I would prefer no prizes and make the entry lower, Just make the entry lower. I think that for pro and semi-pro, prizes might matter more and we can start talking about that. I understand that completely. But if you're playing D5 for prizes, I don't know. I hear you though. I do kind of get it, but I also don't at the same time. Anyway, Casual Call says each time he's on a podcast, who is he? He mentions how he's not trying to be Tom or the NXL. Yeah, for sure, Hinman. Maybe someone finally realized growing paintball has nothing to do with the pro paintball. I don't think it has anything to do with speedball either, though. I mean, I think that that's a whole crazy situation. For sure, he has definitely said that. 100%. Like, every time someone asks, he's like, hell no, I'm not doing that. But I don't know. Like, it does kind of seem like it a little bit, maybe, you know? Like, maybe not take on, like, that's why I said, like, maybe there'll be, like, another league, but this would be mainly divisional, you know, not going even higher than, like, I think they call it elite, which is D2-ish, kind of, I think, right? Or am I, like, mixed up? It's D3. D3, okay. So it's essentially D3, because the WCPPL out here has the Premier Division, and that's kind of like Division 2. We're just mixed up. Yeah, it is just weird to go, I don't know. Peking Indo, sir. They pay entry and play for respect, basically. Yeah, I play for fun. That's the only reason I'm playing. That's probably why I'm not playing tournaments. What else is on my list of things to do? I think that's all, actually. I think we've run the course of stuff I wanted to talk about. Kinda. You know, on this YouTube channel, I have channel memberships, and you can become a channel member by going to that link right there or following a link in the description. You do get early access to videos. You get exclusive member-only videos, members-only live streams, like I did one last Thursday. You get access to giveaways. So you can become a channel member by following that URL or link below. And like you get access to this thing, the 352 scandal that shocked pro paintball. If you're a channel member, you get early access to that. Well, you get full access. I shouldn't say early. And I bring that up because channel members will also have access to the giveaway that I'm going to do next week. So next live stream, all channel members, I was doing giveaways here for a long time. And one of the problems I have is that, like, I do the giveaway and then there's no good way to get a hold of people. So typically what I did before is if you win the giveaway here on YouTube, if we go to YouTube and say we're, on the YouTube page, we would go to posts, right? And then I would make a community post about like, hey, I'm looking for this person. You can't actually see them because they're members only posts, but it would say, hey, I'm looking for Mike. Mike, leave your email below and I'll email you and I'll get your address and then I'll send this out to you. That's like the only good way to do it. And a lot of the times people just I won't ever hear back from people. So we're going to do is it just got frustrating. So I just kind of quit doing giveaways. I could never give people this stuff. So what now is going to happen is the exact same way, except for you're only getting 30 days. So after 30 days, I'm putting whatever the winnings were, and I'm just putting them back into the giveaway pile so that I don't have a pile of stuff just hoping that people contact me. Because there's just like, stuff that I'm just like, this one's Chris's and this one's James and Mike. It's like, but the people, I can't ever get a hold of the people. So we're just going to toss it back in the pile. And you got 30 days. Okay. So next live stream, channel members. Eric, where's Eric at? Eric might be in here. We're going to do a little bit of a JT kind of headgear, I don't know, thing. So we have a JT white Dynasty Dragon frame. Although I can't, you know, goddamn face tracking. Brand new. It's not like a weird, not like selling you, you're not getting like weird goggle parts. G1 foam. So if you want, you could take the foam out of there and put that new G1 foam. That's the same foam that's coming in that new JT QLS frame. Tiger Wear headband. Also brand new, you know. These are kind of interesting. They come with like a, I don't know, you get like this card and stuff with them. Get like a authenticity thing. Although I don't know if it's going to focus on that. It might not. A little bit of a focus. That's just kind of interesting. That stuff, and then I'm going to put some Paintball Ruined My Life headbands and stuff in there too. So JT goggle frame, JT Dragon goggle frame, G1 foam, Tiger Wear headband. That is going to be the lot of giveaway stuff next live stream. Channel members only. You got to be a channel member. Yeah. I'm losing everybody. Mike, congrats. Yeah, who knows? Nightmare. YouTube needs to bring back the DM feature. Was it ever a thing? Did they actually have that? I don't even know. No, but don't you like it that people can't actually contact you? It's a little bit nicer that people can't contact you, but it does kind of make it difficult to get a hold of people. Real hard. I never knew they did, huh? Crazy. Maybe it was before I even made videos. Chris! I know, me too. I'm actually glad. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, Brad. Have you talked about the Lux Air? I most certainly have. The Method guys did a great interview with Nick from Fun Guns Buff. Is that like naked paintball? YouTube, and really got into the design of the Air. A great interview for any gear nerds. I've talked about it for sure. Yeah. Yep. I don't have one. So it's a little hard to like go into super detail. I have seen some of the other videos. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, once they're like, you know, actually available, I'll get one and we'll like do like a unboxing kind of something or other. So how many channel members you got? I need those frames. I don't know. There's probably only like 70 or 65 or something. Not like a lot. Your odds won't be too terrible. I was gonna think if anybody would be barred from entry or something. No. Better not. No one's barred from entering. Yeah, I don't have any other cool topics, unfortunately, gentlemen. Let's start a mechanical tournament. I've thought about doing a tournament, sorta. I don't know, though. There are a lot of mechanical tournaments. Right, I mean, any of these like 10-man tournaments are essentially just mechanical tournaments. Show me the ways. I can't even service regs. This camera won't turn on. Well, it won't stay on. It like turns on, like it's like deet, 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 and it turns itself off. So I don't know what's happening. I do want to like gather. I was thinking about it though. I don't know what to do for the reg thing. I was thinking about like common questions people have about tank regs, and I really couldn't think of anything. I mean, I have like, where are they? How often should I actually rebuild or lube my regulator? How can I use standard oil? Can I use oil? Or do I need specific grease? Do I need to use Loctite on the threads when putting it back together? Do I need to remove shims to change the pressure? I don't know. I was thinking about like questions. Chris, do you know if your tank, how do you know if your tank rig is dirty? Yeah, that's a good one. Sure. I don't know. How do you know? You really probably can't. Oh, Loctite on threads. It depends on what is going on. Nate. Free lunch, garbage plates. Oh, is that where you use red Loctite on your barrel? That's what I do. I Loctite it to my gun. Yeah, I definitely Loctite my barrel to the gun. I've never seen that. Weirdly enough, you know, I've seen so much stuff. I've seen stuff super glued. I mean, all kinds of shit. Never a barrel Loctited to a gun, though. John says, I stripped the threads on my rag, so now I don't touch it. That's a good reason. Yeah, never Loctite a barrel onto a gun. I don't think I've ever had a garbage plate. Pew Pew Mike. When and where to hydro in addressing chipped and cracked gel coating? You know, I stay away from that. I'll talk about like chips and gel coating and stuff like that. You know, it's a whole different situation. Like, because when I was at the paintball store, right, when people would come in physically with their tanks and they'd be like, can I get this hydroed? I don't know if it's good. It has this crack in it, or, you know, it has some damage or whatever. Most of the time we would just hydro it, you know, because it's a person physically coming in. So we're like, yeah, probably we'll just hydro it and find out. You know, we don't have to like give advice even. It's like, we'll just test it and find out. There was no like, this is what you should do, or maybe it's bad, or like, you know, I don't know, maybe it's not safe. It was never a question really. But like, you know, on the internet, it's difficult because people are like, oh, is this chip okay? Or is like this crack okay? And it's so like, do you want to tell that person, yes, go ahead and use that chipped tank? Or that tank with a huge crack in the side of it's fine. You know, like I don't want to say that to people. So I'm always like, I never really answer those questions. I like kind of like don't answer them because of that reason. Curtis, you got a something. Let's see it. Yeah, because it's like, it's always a little bit sketchy, you know, like, I don't know really how bad that crack is, you know, like, obviously most of the time it really is just a gel coat. It's just like the coating on the outside to make it look good. It's not actually like a structural thing or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, we've had like, I've probably like been involved with testing, like hydro testing, like, I don't know. I don't know. Let's do some quick math and just like, let's just guess. We'll just say why like I owned the paintball store. So personally, I've probably been involved with hydro testing over 2,000 tanks. Just while I owned the store, not like while I worked there too. So a lot of hydros, and we've only had one not pass one time. So I only had a tank not pass one time, and we kind of knew it wouldn't, because that's what happened, right? On the old Ninja tanks, they just make a tank, right? You have a bottle, and it's all raw carbon fiber, right? And the way they put that coating on there is they literally dip the goddamn things and pull it out of the coating. And then now it's got this like gel coat, like this plastic white coating on the outside. But for a while there, the Ninja bottles that gel coat would crack, and it'd crack because, you got to think that every time you're filling this tank, it's getting bigger. It's swelling just a little bit. I mean, it's not like getting huge, but, changing just enough where it's stretching that coating every time. And it was causing like these like hairline cracks and stuff, which doesn't matter really. It's just that cosmetic coating on the outside. But we had a customer that like filled in the cracks. Like I don't know, got some sort of putty or something and like filled the cracks in. And one of the parts of hydro testing is it has to also pass a visual inspection. So, the hydro guy has to look at it and look for those cracks, right? You don't just put it in the machine. You actually have to like visually inspect it to see if there's anything wrong first. And just by filling in those cracks, it failed the hydro because you can't see what's underneath that like putty or whatever. So it's like people that put stickers all over their tanks and stuff, all those stickers have to be removed before you can rehydro it. Like this, technically you have to remove this tape because they have to be able to know what's under the tape. Make sure I'm not hiding some like huge crack in the side of the bottle or whatever. So failing hydro is super rare. It just reminded me of that one guy. It's not a problem coming. Why can a scuba tank be certified for 30 plus years with a paintball tank is dead in 15? Okay. Well, it's not just scuba tanks either. So scuba tanks... Correct. I'm thinking to myself, correct. So it just has to do with their aluminum, right? It's their aluminum and steel. And one of the things they don't know with the composite tanks, I mean, honestly, they probably do know. They do know by this point. I'm just going to answer all your tank questions instead of like doing them later, because these ones aren't technically regulator questions. So here's the logic. At least this is what they used to say, right? Is that they don't know how long the composite lasts. So you have to think that when they're making the carbon fiber, it's really a bunch of fibers, right? That they're like putting together, and then they have a bunch of sheets and they put all the sheets together, and they actually like glue all the sheets together essentially. So they're like gluing these layers together. And what they used to say was they don't know how long that like epoxy or that like glue will last. So they're worried about like the layers shifting or just stuff coming loose. I don't know. I mean, maybe that was like the original answer. I think that like made sense originally, but now fucking 50 years later on composite tanks, like they have to know like that's why they were 15 years. And I completely forget that like there's also the other certification. There's the new bottle certification that most of the companies are using now too. Not most, I should say, but like HK Army, HK for sure, on their newer Alpha Air systems. On these, They have like that 38-year lifespan. So this new bottle standard, or it's not really like, I shouldn't say it's not really new. Is that right? Will that work right there? These are like 38 years, right? I mean, some of these people say they're like lifespan or some shit. I don't know. They're 38, right? How long? This is 15. That says type 3. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But I thought they were like their new bottle standard, right? Am I not? I'm not crazy, right? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but you can, all the aluminum stuff, you can hydro forever, sorta. Yep. I'm trying to think about tanks and like Old Soul, there you go. I was thinking about CO2 tanks for a minute there. I'm like, it's been so long since I've talked about this shit, because all the tanks over 2 inches in diameter, because if the tank is over 2 inches in diameter, if it's like bigger than 2 inches, which is pretty much like that. So I think 9 ounce, like the old 9 ounce CO2 tanks were really narrow and thin. So you didn't have to actually hydro test those. But you have to hydro test everything, really. All about lots of tanks. I got a really old one right here. Well, I guess it's not that old. 2004. That's an old one. Remember when we was talking about filling with nitrogen 2 last time, and I started doing it, and I swear it sounds like a lighter shot. I don't know. I've never used it. I mean, technically it is different, so I don't know. Oh yeah, Walmart tanks. Yeah, we used to have to turn people away with CO2 tanks all the time. It kind of sucked. Because the tank's only good for, 5 years, and it's CO2 tank. And it's not really worth retesting, so you gotta buy a whole new bottle. Which isn't the most fun, I have never hydroed a tank, but all of mine are new. My max flow tank finally aged out and I tossed it. Freaking max flows are like way old. Where are you finding a nitrogen fill for paintball tanks? Yeah, I don't know. Someone's just got like access to it. Because at one point, yeah, we only paintball, no one used compressed air. It was all nitrogen. Everyone used nitrogen. That's why, like, you hear people call like nitro tanks or like nitro duck or like whatever. Who knows? Damn. Air gas is what I assume. Air gas will just fill a tank with nitrogen? Like what tank though? Like what bottle are you filling with nitrogen? I assume you gotta have like a, you don't have to have a nitrogen bottle. Do you have to have a bottle specifically labeled for nitrogen though? I don't know. So it is a nitrogen bottle, okay. Because I know they're all the same. They just like put like different labels on them and shit. You know, it's like they don't like, it's not like, you know, specially designed to hold nitrogen for sure. It's like people with the Soda Stream, those like Soda Stream machines, you know, like the soda machine things you get your CO2 tank filled. You can like buy a CO2 tank for and you got them like your countertop or whatever. When we were filling those for people all the time, everybody would they'd ask for like food grade CO2 only. They'd ask for food grade CO2, which makes sense, right? Because like you hear that, you're like, oh, you can only use food grade. You're like, okay, well, you know, I got to make sure like, cause I don't want to like, I don't know, get like some weird contaminants in my CO2 or whatever. But it's all the same. They don't even make, there's like no such thing as like food grade CO2. It's all just CO2. So like, it was funny. We'd have people that were like, oh, I need food grade only. And I'm like, I don't know. At one point we just stopped being like that. I'd be like, yeah, okay. Making some diabetes at home. Old Soul, we used to have hot fills with CO2. Not sure that the nitro / compressed air gas tanks were a thing. One of the like, they used to, I don't know anything about this because this was like way before I played. Guys used to run, didn't they used to run like a mixture of CO2 and compressed air too? So like, you'd run like half CO2 in the bottle and like half air. Like, that just sounds scary to me. Chris Martin, for sure they did. We would sell those adapters too. To adapt like a paintball tank. And then the Soda Stream people, the Soda Stream company would always change it. They'd change the adapter constantly on the machines and the bottles and stuff. So it was like this like game that they would play to try to like make you buy their CO2 tanks. Old Soul, there you go. Food grade only was on it so they could, oh God. Food grade only was so that they could put a paintball tank on a soda stream. I don't know. I'm reading that all crazy. I agree. I know. I think people used to run liquid CO2 and compressed air together. Because, I mean, I don't know how it physically would work, though. Because, I mean, when you have a CO2 tank, you have gas and liquid in it also, because it's like this super fluid. This shit's so confusing. This is like a whole physics thing that I don't know anything about. So, I don't know. But you have gas already in there. So I don't know what would happen if you like had like a CO2 tank that was halfway full and it was at 800 PSI gas and the rest is liquid. I don't know what would happen if you pump higher pressure into that. I have no idea. I don't know. Why do propane tanks fall off? I don't know. You're going to have to ask Dale or someone, a propane salesman. I'm not a propane salesman. Yeah, I think that guys were doing it. I don't know, let's look. CO2 compressed air mixture. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to find anything on it, though. But I think it was a long ass time ago. It was like 1991 or something, you know? It was like right when people started doing it. What is constant air? I'm having like flashbacks. We need like an old guy. Well, yeah, no one's telling people to use CO2 right now. That's okay. Definitely not. Dude, hold on. So before paintball, oh, okay, I know what constant air is. I'm sorry. That was just not using 12 grams. Take it back. Hostility, there you go. I was like, because before compressed air, everyone said constant air. Yeah, it was just using like a 20 ounce rather than 12 grams. You just had constant air. You didn't have to like change 12 grams. What about Tippmann's C3? What are we talking about? Man, I know there's guys that I could ask about the CO2 mixture thing. You used propane. There was only one paintball gun that ever used propane though. So what do you mean? What are we talking about? Are you just telling me or? I don't think they ever fell off the back of the guns though, did they? For sure. I know the C3. I've made videos about the C3. It was kind of scary because it smelled like propane when you shot it. Like, I don't know, it was a little scary. I mean, it's literally creating little explosions inside the thing to work. It's crazy. So crazy. What the hell, Starfish Bunker? What are we talking about? Starfish Bunker, actually decent bunker. Did you play on it though? Chris Raymond. I know, that's why I was saying they need to talk to Dale. I was like, I'm not a propane salesman. I don't know, guys. They mixed gas for the shoebox. I don't know, Chris, that's what I'm saying. Like, what would happen if we jam a bunch of pressure in? Two sets of them. Hank, what'd I say? Dale. Oh, definitely Hank. Definitely Dale. Or definitely Hank, sorry. Oh, they have one at Paintball Fit had a tournament. Let's see if they like... Huh. Every time I put PB Fit, I put PB Fit into stuff all the time, guys. I'll be like, just, you know, doing my thing, searching the internet, and I'm like, I'm all PB Fit all the time. And I'm like, fucking peanut butter. Every goddamn time. Every goddamn time. See the peanut butter? Oh man, can I just log in? Let's pray to Jesus. I don't have to go get our phone. Oh, thank God. Paintball. Oh. Paintball Fit. God, I cannot see. I can't tell if I spelled it right. I'm just going to see if, I don't know, if they have any pictures up of it. Maybe they put a couple pictures of the tournament up or something. Maybe it was that one right there. Mechanical X-Ball? Paintball Fit do a great job. The field and the team. This is what's confusing. Maybe not. Well, that was only a couple days ago. This is probably it right here. Look at the lighting, dude. That's just crazy. It's so cool. Although I don't know if I feel about the white bunkers. So yeah, that's the Starfish right there, huh? It's just white. Okay. My gosh. Crazy camera. Jesus. Fucking super zoom. I like it. Yeah, interesting. They better make those Starfish bunkers chocolate. Fred Durst is going to come hang out. You want the JT Pyramid? They've had the JT Pyramid recently. For sure. I don't know what tournament it was, but the NXL are using the JT Pyramid. Yeah, I don't know. I know they had it recently. It might have not been like the exact same thing, but they for sure have brought back some of those like old, like cool bunkers or whatever. I like the car wash though. Yeah, I'm with John on that one. Car wash. I'm a little car wash biased. I like the car wash with the big dangly things though. It's gotta have like the dangly bits. Who's playing paintball this weekend? I think I might. It's been so cold outside though that I don't know. I mean, it was only like 50 degrees today, which is pretty cold. It's pretty chilly. Yeah, I haven't played in like a couple weeks. A couple months, I should say. Livermore on Sunday. I was talking to DeFort. APP, that's Livermore, right? APP, yeah. American Paintball Park. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I've really ever gone, Chris. I don't know. It's snowing in Indiana. It's snowing in North Carolina, too. Jesus, guys. Cold everywhere. It's like 10 degrees and shit. It's 48 degrees outside here, but that's cold to me, so. It was freezing. What is the weather this weekend? 53. Ugh. Cold as shit. Florida, the best paintball weather? I don't know. I'm gonna go with San Diego. San Diego for the win. San Diego. What's the weather right now in San Diego? Currently in San Diego, it is 63 degrees. It was 72 today in San Diego. Tomorrow it's going to be 77. It's literally perfect there every day. Although it is a little bit monotonous, to tell you the truth. It does get a little old when it's the same temperature literally every day. It's kind of like, okay. Yeah, but Florida, you got to deal with that humidity, dude. Like, fuck, dude. No, I don't really dislike Florida. I just don't like the humidity. I'm so not used to the humidity that, like, if it's like it all humid outside, I want to die. So, oh, it's 17 degrees in Edmonton. That's not bad. The freaking weather. Yeah, I just can't. I can't do the humidity. Man, I really wish this monitor. I really wish this not monitor. I really wish this camera would have worked. We'll figure it out. Because I would like to do Tech Corner. Yeah. I just think it'd be fun to take stuff apart. I gotta go to the bathroom real bad. I'll be back. paintball. There's so much stuff that's happened. I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, I'm going to have to make like, I want to make like a, I don't know, like a breakdown of all the stuff that's happened. But there's so many like moves and stuff that's taken place. Like I feel like I've forgotten like all the like moves that have even happened. I don't know. Coup flush. I didn't even flush at all, actually. I was trying to hurry and I like missed the thing. Yeah, the French purse will catch up to you. Would you believe me if I told you I had 3 of these today? That's like 100 ounces of coffee today. I definitely didn't pee on the wall. I don't like... I like to kind of stand beside the toilet for some reason. Like, you know, if I open the door to the bathroom, the toilet's like right in front of me. Right? I don't know. I don't like go straight in and just go. I kind of like go in and like kind of turn to the side a little bit. For some reason, so I can like see the door. So if there's like an attacker, I'm going to be able to like see him right away. So I don't turn my back like all the way to the door. I don't have my back to the door. So it wouldn't hit the wall. There is a wall like on this side, but I got my back to the wall. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't like to be... I think it's subconscious that I don't like my back to stuff. Like, definitely when I'm at a restaurant, I want to be like... I want to see the door and, like, know what's happening all the time. I want to be aware of my surroundings. Like, I don't like to wear headphones in public. I don't know. I'm always, like, on guard. So, something's going down, I'll know about it. How about Draymond? I don't know what's going on. I don't got anything else cool to talk about. I don't know. John and Jeff, do you play at Xplex? I talked about my hoodie already. Yeah, I don't know what else I got for you. I'm blanking right now, guys. I know we got a lot more stuff I got to give away. I got a whole box of stuff I want to give away. If you are a channel member, I don't know, never mind. I'll make a post about that, actually. For sure. I did see, Chris, I saw something about that earlier, but weren't those like if released at World Cup though, or did they like just start selling those? Because I know we saw them like at, I know we saw them at World Cup, right? I don't know. They were kind of cool. I liked the way they looked. They started selling them. I think they're like $100 a pair or something like that, which is crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money. Make sure to like the live stream. God damn it. If you're in here, give the live stream a like. It helps quite a bit. You know, whether you think it does or not, whether you like doing things that people tell you to or not, too bad. Give the live stream a like. I'm watching the number not go up. Still, oh, there's a couple. Yeah, I liked the Hormesis bottoms. They weren't bad. I have not really seen the JTQLS frame yet. I have gotten to take apart the HK RMX goggle frame. Those should be available more soon, so we'll have one of those on here, and I'll take that apart for sure too. I actually think I like the RMX goggles a little bit more than the ProFlex. Like if I were to put like just a black ProFlex with say the QLS frame and just like a black RMX goggle with, you know, whatever, I don't know. I actually think I like the RMX more. I haven't seen the QLS in person, but I've talked to people that have like taken it apart and stuff, and they say that it's not super easy. Some of the guys have said that they can take apart their regular JT goggle frames faster than they can take apart the QLS frame, which I believe. So I don't know. I kind of like the RMX. I like it. I kind of like the build quality. It essentially takes the same exact lenses that go in their hostile masks. So say like that skull mask and stuff. But one thing they did do on the RMX, lenses compared to like the other hostile lenses is, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but obviously you can see the foam on this i5. You can see the foam, that black line, the foam. So on the RMX one, they actually moved the foam a little bit further away from like the center of the lens. So the foam is a little bit higher and a little bit lower. So you might get a little bit better field of vision in the RMX lens versus like the regular hostile lens, but not much. I don't know. I think I like them. I like them. I don't know if I like them way more, but I think I do. It is interesting because like HK kind of just built a ProFlex. You know, they didn't use any ProFlex parts necessarily. You know, their goggle frame is their own thing, and everything's kind of their own stuff. So it is kind of interesting. They just kind of built a ProFlex ripoff that's actually not bad. It makes me wonder if like that was the plan the whole time, because they started selling just those bottoms, and I wonder if they were like, hey, maybe we could make our frame fit, or if they were always planning on selling the whole entire goggle. I don't know. It's interesting. All right, you sons of bitches. This is dying. I'm gonna go and I don't know, do something else. Go eat dinner maybe. Although I'm not really hungry. We're talking so much about nachos. I had ground beef nachos last night. My ham nachos were good. Next Monday we'll have Tech Corner. If I can get that to work. I don't know. This camera, it's been sitting up there a while and I've not used it, so I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if there's like dust in it or like it's been sitting in the open for quite a while. Ooh, rice bowl. Oh, you said gotta get a nice bowl of pho on a chilly evening. I thought you said rice bowl because there's a I don't know, I think it's Chinese. I don't know. There's a restaurant called Rice Bowl that's right next to me. Victor, hell yeah, I like that live stream. Victor, Hostility, and Chris, you next weekend will be entered to win all this stuff. Not that. That stuff. A Tigerwear headband. You get the G1 foam. G1 foam. Are these frames rare? I don't really know anything about like JT stuff anymore. I don't think these frames are like super rare. The white Dynasty Dragon Proflex goggle frame. Hopefully you got a Proflex. What is the next dead pro team? I don't know. Leverage? I'm kind of wondering what the hell Leverage is doing. Well, we'll go find out. Okay. Gentlemen, I don't know. Limited edition, sold out most places. All right, well, you're going to get yourself a limited edition, rare Proflex goggle frame. Hopefully you guys have Proflexes. In the meantime, I don't know. Go do something nice for somebody. Maybe give an old lady a foot massage. Do that. Give an old lady a foot massage, and in the meantime,